What's something that made you angrier than you have ever been? I've been a paramedic for 8 years, but nothing prepared me for the night that almost made me quit forever. I'd been pulling 12-hour night shifts for 3 weeks straight, covering for my partner Jake, who was on medical leave. I was running on maybe 4 hours of sleep and way too much coffee. Around 2 a.m., we got a call about a woman having seizures at a Shell station on Route 9. Me and my temporary partner Rodriguez rolled up in maybe 6 minutes. Found this lady, probably mid-50s, convulsing on the bathroom floor. Her daughter was there, completely panicked, crying that her mom had diabetes, but this had never happened before. We got her stabilized pretty quick. Blood sugar was dangerously low. Started an IV, got some glucose going, and she came around. Still groggy, but responsive. The daughter kept asking if she'd be okay, and honestly, she should have been fine. Textbook diabetic emergency that we caught in time. The closest hospital was City General, maybe 10 minutes away. The daughter said she'd meet us there, but halfway through transport, dispatch crackles over the radio telling us to divert to Memorial Hospital instead. That's 30 minutes in the opposite direction. I keyed the radio. Dispatch, patient is stable, but we're closer to City General. Request permission to continue. Negative. City General is at capacity. Proceed to Memorial. The woman was getting worse again. Her vitals were dropping and she wasn't responding like before. Rodriguez kept looking at me like we should just ignore dispatch and go to City General anyway. I almost did. By the time we got to Memorial, she was barely conscious. The ER was absolutely slammed. Gunshot wound, car accident, overdose, total chaos. We wheeled her in and the triage nurse barely glanced at us. Base 7, we'll get to her when we can. 23 minutes. That's how long we waited before a doctor even looked at her. She coded right there in the hallway. We worked on her for 40 minutes but couldn't get her back. Later that shift, I called City General just to check. They had 6 empty beds. The charge nurse said they'd been slow all night. I asked why dispatch said they were full, and she paused. Administration's been telling dispatch to reroute non-critical patients. Something about wait time metrics looking bad. Wait time metrics. This woman died because some administrator didn't want their hospital to look inefficient on paper. The worst part came 3 days later. I ran into the daughter at a coffee shop near the hospital. She recognized me immediately. She told me she'd waited at City General for 2 hours before someone told her we'd been diverted. By the time she got to Memorial, her mom was already gone. I never got to say goodbye, she said. I was sitting in the wrong waiting room while my mom was dying. I completely lost it. Went straight to my supervisor and started yelling about how we killed someone over paperwork. He tried feeding me some line about how it wasn't our call, that we follow protocol. I slammed my clipboard on his desk and told him exactly where he could stick his protocol. Filed every complaint I could think of. Medical board, state health department, whoever would listen. Found out later this had happened before. Not deaths necessarily, but unnecessary diversions that made patients worse. That administrator got transferred to some desk job eventually. Didn't get fired, just moved sideways. The woman's family sued the hospital system and won, but that doesn't bring anyone back. I started seeing a therapist after that. Kept working, but something changed. Every time dispatch tries to divert us now, I push back harder. Another full story on channel, link below.